the NBA is trying to change their All-Star format again.
Oh God.
Because that's always worked. They want to change it to Team USA versus Team World. How do we feel? I feel like anytime the NBA talks about All-Star games, I just get real sad and depressed. I don't get happy. I don't feel excited. I don't feel anything other than, I guess, maybe it could work. That's my thing. When we're talking about the NBA All-Star game, I feel like we're just beating the horse that's already dead.
Yeah, I agree. So Adam Silver was on Breakfast Ball with
There you
was
go.
on
Perfect.
was on Breakfast Ball with Craig Carton on FS1, and he was basically talking about this idea of he wants to do Team USA versus Team Worlds because the NBA is going to be on NBC and the Winter Olympics are going to be going on at the same time, so it's kind of timely. And you saw what the NHL did with their four nations to replace the All-Star game, and you saw how that worked, and he wants to try to do something like that. So, but here's my thing, right? Why the four nations worked and why the NBA won't work is because it was a commitment by the NHL players, right? These are players that did not get to compete in the Olympics because they can't, because they're in season. They never really get to play for their national team on a serious level against serious competition at all. And they rarely get to represent their country on a main stage like this, where they're going up against actual talent.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally, the best players are coming together to play for a week.
Yep.
Right? And you saw a commitment by these players to literally put their bodies on the line. And some of them really did get injured during this tournament, and they did not care because they were playing for the badge in front of them. They're playing for their country in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? What the NBA is doing for the All-Star game is a novelty. Right? This isn't for a gold medal. Players have played for the Team USA before on with that level of competition because they can play in the Summer Olympics, right? And during that, it's all relationship based, right? For Team World, it's like you're pulling countries that have never played together before. You're pulling Canada, Slovenia, you're pulling Germany, you're pulling France. So it's like, why does Team World have the incentive to play Team USA if you're still your boys? You know?
Yeah, they're still all boys.
You know what I mean? Like there's genuine rivalry between USA and Canada when they play hockey. There's a genuine rivalry between Sweden and Finland when they play each other. And the players on that team know that. And you're playing for your country in a sense of pride, in a sense of I'm playing for my country here. Mm-hmm. If you're playing for Team World, you're not playing for the world. You're not playing for your country. So what's the point? Who am I representing? That's why to me, it's a novelty. If you really wanted to make it happen, you would do Team USA versus France, versus Slovenia, versus all these teams, but you can't do that because there's not enough players in the NBA to fill out a roster unless you're doing a 3-on-3 style, which is where it could work. Why the NHL worked is because they pulled everybody from the NHL to play in the four nations. Everybody. Finland only had you could have like a 24-man roster. Finland had 27 guys they could pull from. Only 3 guys didn't make the team play in the NHL. That's just how the roster worked, right? But it worked since it was still NHL competition. Here, it's like you're pulling from a pool that is good, it's deep, it's strong, but it's like, even if I don't make it, I've played for USA before. LeBron's played for USA before many times. He won gold medals. I'm playing for an All-Star Game trophy. How much importance does that put? Here, I'm playing for the four nations. I'm playing for something that I've never played before. I'm playing for a trophy that my country has never won before. I'm playing for something that I've never achieved. Most of the NHL players don't get to go to the Olympics. They don't get to go to the World Championships in June. They don't get to go to the World. There is no Hockey World Cup, right? This is the only time and opportunity that they can play for their country. And for the NBA to try to copy that or mimic that, it just won't work because you already have that. And players at that point, that's when they'll care because you can't fuck up the gold medal game. You can't fuck up the bronze medal game. You can't mess up in the Olympics. Here, it's like I'm playing for an All-Star game for a world I don't represent and for a team that I already played for. So what's the point? So you're not changing anything. So to try to copy the NHL, it's not going to work. and I still won't care about this format because it's stupid. It doesn't change anything.
Brother, you preaching right now. Woo! God damn.
I mean, but the NBA, they got to try things,
Man.
I mean,
They got to try. And you know what?
But-
And that's the fucking problem.
But
None of the players want to try. That's the problem, trying. Adam Silver's trying his damn hardest. But guess what? LeBron don't care. Steph Curry don't care. KD don't care. Devin Booker don't care. Giannis don't care. Joel Embiid don't care. Tyrese Halliburton don't care. Jalen Brunson don't care. How many more All-Stars do you want me to name? They don't give a fuck about this game. They want a break, respectfully. All they want is 5 days off. That's all. Just give them fucking 5 days off. Do this shit fucking some other time, or don't do it at all, or make it just fucking shitty and fun and like it's goofy and wacky. Who cares? Do like a one-on-one tournament style with 4 dribbles each player. Do that
they
shit.
really don't need to do any of that if the players would just show up and play like it matters. Like you're happy to be at the All-Star game.
They
Like, you're
don't. They don't
grateful.
want to be there though. They're obligated.
But okay, let me say this. Like, here's what the NHL did, right? Their All-Star game format was always the same: 5-on-5, 4 lines, and it was okay. Then they drastically changed it. They changed it to 4-team tournament, 3-on-3, and the player was like, "Oh, this is fun. It's a fun time. It's a fun event. It's 3-on-3. It's fast-paced, and we still don't care about it, but at least it's entertaining, right?" And then they drastically changed it again to the 4 nations. Now the players start giving a shit about it. Now there's actual stakes to this. The NBA hasn't changed their All-Star game format in God knows how long. It's still 5-on-5, up and down the court, mini tournament, whatever, right? 4 teams, whatever. The NBA needs to drastically change their NBA format, whether that's 3-on-3, 1-on-1, nations fighting against each other, whatever. The players are not going to give a shit if there's not at least some sentimental value of there could be a fun involved, where it could be competition involved, or it's a sense of national pride. Those are the only 3 things that I could see it working. So 3-on-3 would be fun. The players would have a good time. It'll be a fun little tournament, some one-on-one action. The fans will get enjoyment from it. The players will get, some trash talking from it. It'll be a fun event to go to, right? If it's a one-on-one tournament, you get trash talking, you can competition, you can mic the players up, you can get ratings from it. It could be a fun way to do an All-Star game weekend, right? And then if you do it nationally, you get pride, you get competition, you're not gonna fuck up for your nation. You're not gonna do that. So that's how it would make sense. The NBA is not changing a damn thing. It's just a rebrand with a new. It's Botox. It's Botox. Like, it doesn't change anything about who you are. At its core, it's still a bullshit game that means nothing. It needs to be a drastic overhaul from the All-Star game that the players will never buy into.
And you know what? Yeah, if I was Adam Silver, he's a player-first commissioner. If I was David Stern, God rest his soul, I would come back from the dead, number one, and then I would immediately find all the players who I don't feel like are trying. It's up to me to gauge if you're trying or not. So you better fucking try. I don't care if you think I'm a dictator. I don't care if you think I'm doing too much. I don't care. If I don't think that you are trying, you're not trying, you're getting fined a lot of money. And what do NBA players care more about themselves?
Money.
Their money. So if you attack their money, then they'll care. Because as Americans, we're greedy bastards. We care about that fucking check. So attack their money. Find them if they do not try. I could have
How do you
fined
find them if they don't try?
$150,000,
$200,000,
$200K. No. Not even if they have a bad, because you could try and still not have a bad game. But if I actively see you just like strolling up the court, not caring about defense at all,
If you check
it's a fucking problem. You're getting fined $500.
Okay, how about this? If you're in the game for more than 10 minutes, you need to score at least 10 points.
Not even that. I wouldn't even go that far. Try. I need to see effort, and
Okay,
hire me.
but
I'll
the-
be the guy
but-
to choose this.
But the problem
I need to
with-
see effort.
The problem with that is that you're leaving up the speculation of what the defined word of try means.
No, they'll get it. I think
No,
people.
no, they won't. No, they won't. What are you talking about?
The media will hate it, but people will naturally understand when they're trying. People, we have people. Look, we have a people have
Stephen
a.
A is gonna go and spin. Oh, but that brother didn't try. He didn't try.
Exactly.
He scored 20 points. That's not trying. Look at him walking up the court like that. He's not trying.
But
then
here's
you
the
get the other
thing.
guy being like, Oh, I don't know, Steven. I don't know. I think 20 points is trying in these games. I mean, I mean, if it was me, if I got 20 points, I think
There's
that's
a difference
fine to be
between
trying.
scoring 20 points and then also like not giving an effort on defense or just being lazy out there. I think there's as humans, we're really easy to catch when something is fake or phony. We're very easy to find it. Have you noticed that about the human eye?
But the minute
it's very easy to track.
But you're not
we can
wrong-
do that.
But you're not wrong.
But they don't
about
want
that.
to do that.
But you're not wrong about that. But the minute you put it into a rule and you leave it up to subjection and change and interpretation, that's where it gets fuzzy. And that's
All
where
right.
players can.
There'll be
screw it
two
up.
rules. 2 rules for the trying. Active participation in defense and offense.
That's subjective.
Active.
That's subjective. Because then what's active? This is the
This whole
problem.
thing. So they're never gonna try. This All-Star game will never
Yes!
work. Then. It'll never work. It'll never work. See, it'll never work.
Unless you put
The NBA
active stakes into it, like they did in the NHL with the Four Nations, where there was an actual prize tournament and prize money and national pride on the line. They're not going to try
The Americans don't care about their national pride.
in the NBA, but
Only in
and
FIBA. Only in FIBA. If they
And
don't,
yes,
only in
yes,
FIBA. Only.
yes,
That's
yes.
it. That's only in fucking FIBA.
Because guess what?
During the season, they will not give a fuck.
Guess what? Because that's an actual something you can compete for, something that matters, something that gets given to you.
Tangible.
Tangible. Exactly. The All-Star game is what? You
It's
don't
a
even
shitty
you
fucking
don't even
dumb
get a
trophy.
trophy for it.
It's very shitty.
One guy get the trophy for it. One. Your team doesn't get like if the All-Star MVP got to keep the trophy and win the team's trophy cabinet, sure. Like the Foreign Nations trophy goes to the Canada Embassy and that sits there forever. That's their trophy now. The All-Star game trophy gets handed out and thrown away.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, who? Unless
You're
it's
playing that for your country. The All-Star game you're playing for yourself. So if nobody's playing for themselves, who cares? They're just gonna give it to LeBron anyway, right? They're gonna give it to Curry anyway, right? So who cares if I go out there and play? I'm on the bench.
it's never gonna be good.
Unless they drastically change their format.
I don't think the players need to drastically change their mindset.
You're not wrong about that. That will never happen in the NBA because there's nothing for them to fight for. There's nothing for them to
The
play
only
for.
way that they played hard is when Kobe died.
Yes.
That's the only
It's
time.
sad,
I've seen them
but
play
yes.
hard. That's the only time. Is when somebody passed away. You decided, let's give effort. Isn't that crazy? Imagine that. Imagine your business is dying, and then your co-partner just suddenly passes away. Oh, now you're gonna care?
Usually that's how it works.
oh,
Usually crisis spurs you into action.
Oh, now you want to care?
The NBA had 4.7
Sad.
million viewers on the All-Star game this year. It's a 13% decrease from last year, and it's the second lowest viewership in the past 3 years. They got 4.6 in 2023, so it's almost back-to-back low years.
It'll go back down. It'll maybe be at like 5.
No,
4.5.
because I think the novelty of USA World will intrigue viewers, but when they actually start watching the product, they'll be like, oh, this is the same shit all
they'll
over again.
click off.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, they're just not giving a fuck. Okay, so I don't care
Yes.
to watch you.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people are gonna have a preconceived notion about this as well. They're gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be trash anyway. I'm not gonna watch this shit.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, look, like, okay, why the in-season tournament works to some degree is because there is a cash prize at the end of it that the team is playing for, not for themselves, but not even that, for their teammates, for the guy making the vet minimum, for the guy making the rookie minimum. That's $1 million you get to give to your guy now that's worked hard to get here. That's something to fight for and play for. The All-Star game, you're not fighting for anything. You're just there.
you're just having a fun time.
At that point, I'd rather be in Boca Raton.
It's a barbecue.
Yeah.
It's a barbecue with a basketball court there. Oh, let's just shoot around.
Yeah.
And our flip-flops and our
You're
shorts.
at a gym with your homies.
Oh, let's just fuck around.
That's
Shoot
what
the
you're
ball
on.
off the backboard, off the wall, bounce it off my foot. Who cares?
It's a very skilled gym, but still a gym with your homies. And people are watching. I would love to see a 3-on-3 matchup. I would love to see a 1-on-1 matchup.
There needs to be a one-on-one tournament.
I think
How
that,
are you the NBA, but you don't have a one-on-one tournament?
I think that'll be so much fun.
It's fun, ain't it?
First, that's the thing. You don't need competition. You can make the event fun for people attending and people playing in it. The 3-on-3 the NHL did was fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The event could be fun, but I don't think the players care enough to make it fun.
But if you make the idea sound fun, they'll have fun doing it. These guys, some of them don't show emotion, but they do genuinely have fun playing basketball, right? It's a fun sport to play. It's a sport you grew up playing. You have fun doing it. So if you're having fun at a high level with your boys and you're just balling out, other people will see that and gravitate towards it. If you show emotion and show passion and show like a good time, you can make it enjoyable. And they just look like they don't care out there. That's a difference. Not caring and having fun is a big difference.